how did that go for you? How did you enjoy tonight?
Yeah, it's good.
How does it compare? Because we're at 2009 here. You've obviously played here since the mid 90s. How did the gigs in Tripod compare to, let's say, the System or the Ormonds or places like that?
Yeah, actually, because there's also that Temple place I used to play. What was that?
The Temple of Sound, yeah.
Temple of Sound. That was like a really small place, and that was my first real experience of Dublin. I still remember it. Ken Kane, he had this incredible rider for everyone, which basically you go back to your hotel room, and your rider was 2 cold Miller and a box of Pringles, and that was your rider and your dinner and everything. I still remember Ken looking after me, but I have to be honest, the club was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then there were all these weird licensing laws back in the 90s where they had to have a live drummer and stuff like that to get you through. And I remember playing alongside the drummer, so every time the police came along, the drummer sort of started beating the drums and stuff. And then, yeah, I mean, it's changed. I think this place has changed a lot because when it was the Red Box, it was a sort of different atmosphere because you weren't on a live stage, on like a DJ podium. But I have to be honest, I think tonight was pretty good. Yeah. And I didn't know what to expect because I know Ireland's going through hard times right now. And I never count my chickens. And so you just turn up and you think, well, what's it going to be like? And the crowd tonight had a lot of energy, so yeah, it's good.
I know one time you were saying about the licensing laws that you actually liked the fact that the times only went till 3 o'clock here. Would you still kind of stand by that, the fact that...
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, I was playing in Tralee and Cork about 2 weeks ago, and the energy levels that you get at a night that finishes like 3 o'clock is much higher than what you do if you get a night that finishes at 6 or 7 or 8 because people just drift on. And I think it's much better people wanting more than just hanging in there, and I think the energy levels are better for it.
Is it? Do you kind of look forward to an Irish gig sometimes for the fact that you know you're going to have an early night to bed?
No, I look forward to an Orange gig to know because I know that the crowds are going to be good because they're going to have energy. You know, I'm not actually going to go to bed tonight. I'm actually going straight on a flight down to Spain. So whilst you're in bed, I'll be flying down to Spain.
What's the story with that? Because you've done that a few times where you actually go straight to your flight. Why would you not get one like tomorrow afternoon, for instance? Or?
Because sometimes you have to take the best flights that are available. And if I didn't take this flight now, then it would be 2 flights tomorrow. And it'll either be 2 flights, one via Madrid and then to where I've got to go, or by London or by Amsterdam. And if you can get a direct flight down there, and you can then have a little bit of a drive, then you can just like sleep for the whole day.
Fair enough. And what would your general preparation be? Because I know some people might be interested, but your general, like I know before the gig tonight you might have had a little bit of a nap, but generally is there any type of ideal preparation you might have before a gig in terms of...
For Dublin, it has to be Eddie Rockets.
Eddie Rockets, right. Yeah, I know you were...
It's really important to have a decent Eddie Rockets before the gig. It's kind of like an Elvis Presley moment, having a burger just before you go on stage.
You were looking for one there a while ago, but did you have one before the gig?
Yeah, I definitely have one for the gig.
Which one?
I don't know. I think it's Southend Street one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Camden.
Camden Street, yeah.
Camden Street, yeah. Pretty good. Came in a very tight box. But with regards to professional preparation, I very rarely do any because I'm always listening to music throughout the whole week as well and preparing radio shows. So I know the music pretty well, what I have. And there's a lot of preparation in listening through a lot of music. In the old days, you used to get like 15, 20 records every couple of days and you go through them. That's in the post and you go to the record shop and stuff like that, and now it actually comes to you in gigabytes. And I have sometimes like 5 gigabyte of music to get through every single week.
How do you find the difference now between, I know before like PR companies will probably be more on your tail for reactions and stuff. Now you probably get more stuff from labels themselves who will be happy to get a reaction, but if they don't get one...
I've always felt really bad about that because like you have the good guys are incredibly good at doing reactions, which are people like Lauren Garnier, which basically will love everything and they'll say you love everything. And, you know, and when I'm on the other side, when I'm actually releasing a record and I get those reactions through, it's really, really nice to read. But when I actually get sent other people's records, I don't have the time to send a reaction back. I try my best, And the only way that I can do it is to play it on radio, and that they see that I play it on radio, and then they know that I wouldn't play it if I didn't like it, and hopefully they can take from that I really like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And would you at this stage, would you kind of like keep an eye on what, for instance, if you're playing something on radio, would you always play their stuff in a club, or do you kind of play?
No, there's different stuff. I play a lot more electro on radio than I would say in a club, and sometimes that is a bit of a shame because I really enjoy playing electro in clubs. But I see it as a sort of freedom as well, and there's like darker and deeper stuff that I can get to play on radio that I wouldn't necessarily play in the club unless I play, say, in Munich for about 4 hours. Like there's something on 2020 Vision which I think is called Motor City Drum Ensemble, and I wouldn't be able to play that in a club here tonight, but you know.
Is it by Carl Finlow or is it by a new artist? Or?
I'm not sure who it's by, but it just reminds me of like Tribal House from like '89.
Right.
Stuff like that. I really like some really deep house.
Yeah.
But I never get the chance really to play it unless I'm playing like a 4-hour set in some really small, pokey club, which happens quite sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously you're playing bigger rooms and stuff. Do you obviously feel a bit of an obligation to electro? Would that be right? To some degree.
I really like it.
You want to still play it.
Yeah.
But can you always integrate it into sets? I suppose
it depends where I'm at. I mean, tonight I probably could have. I sort of forgot to play some. I was going to play like the new version of hip hop, bebop. And I sort of forgot to play it, but I don't know if it's an obligation. I feel that it's still music that's still incredible, and I still want to be part of it.